New this morning, Minnesota State troopers say alcohol was a factor in a crash in the Northern Valley that sent a semi-driver to the hospital. It happened just after 8 last night near McIntosh in Polk County. Troopers say a pickup and a semi crashed at an intersection, causing the semi to roll and spill its load. The semi-driver was taken to the hospital with non-serious injuries. The other driver was not hurt. Also new this morning, a vehicle pursuit overnight ended up with 3 law enforcement agencies searching for the car near Horace. The North Dakota Highway Patrol is not releasing the details right now, but did tell Valley News Live that they called West Fargo PD and the Cass County Sheriff's Office for help. One viewer tells us that he saw multiple squad cars near 52nd Avenue South and Cheyenne Street on the Horace and West Fargo border just before midnight. Troopers say more information will be released a little later this morning. A Moorhead man is in the Grand Forks County Jail after police say he led officers on a chase through 3 counties. It started with a traffic stop for erratic driving yesterday near Climax, Minnesota. The driver was wanted on a warrant, and as police backup arrived, they say he took off through Polk, Trail, and Grand Forks counties. That chase was ended as the car entered the city of Grand Forks. Officers later found the vehicle unoccupied, and they tracked down and arrested this guy, 34-year-old Nicholas Wessels. It's now just about 2 minutes past the top of the hour. Let's get a check of our forecast with meteorologist Lisa Green.
Good morning. Today we're starting off our day with conditions that are quite cold yet again. We've got some numbers here this morning into the teens, above 0 at least, but it is quite cold for May. We're looking at 18 degrees right now in Grand Forks. We've actually warmed up in a couple of places. Bemidji and Hallock last hour at 19. Now we're at 21 in those spots. Fargo's dropped a bit. We're down to 26 degrees. And there are some places at 30, Gwinner, Detroit Lakes, and Fergus Falls, and up toward Devil's Lake as well. But everybody's at or below freezing here this morning. Yet again, some of us dealing with a hard freeze yet again this morning. So hopefully you're still protecting those plants and flowers that you've been trying to get out here. And I think I have some better forecast coming up for you for that in just a bit. But this morning will not be one of those mornings. That will be great for that. Here's looking at your wind speeds. We've got winds that are less than 10 miles per hour. A lot of calm reports coming in. So the winds eased up. That'll help us out to warm up a little bit more today. You can see we're pretty quiet and clear. There's some clouds, some precipitation south and west of us, well south and west, and that will gradually move in for later tonight and for Wednesday. But until then, we've got this beautiful sunrise. We'll see temperatures on the rise back into the low 50s in Fargo. And again, that increasing cloud cover coming up as we head into the evening hours for tonight. So conditions are going to be changing, but for the warmer side, and we do have to put up with a round of rain tomorrow. So we're going to get into more detail on that and a nice big warm up coming our way too, coming up in just a few minutes.
We're looking forward to the heat. Thank you, Lisa. Drivers on I-29 should be watching for lane closures and reduced speeds over the Cheyenne River near Harwood. Right lanes in both directions are closed for bridge deck repairs. Those closures are in effect for about a week, and then the work will shift on over to other lanes. It is a long-standing spring tradition in Moorhead, but it's not happening this year because of the pandemic. And it seems some college students and other people didn't get the memo. The city is reminding people that the annual spring cleanup week is delayed until the fall, yet there's still piles of junk emerging on some boulevards around town. Moorhead says garbage crews are only picking up garbage totes and recycling right now. Anything extra needs to be hauled to the county landfill. The Red River Valley Fair in West Fargo is joining the North Dakota State Fair and canceling this year's run because of COVID-19. Leaders for both events made the decisions following recommendations from the state health department. The Red River Valley Fair Board says it's for the safety of everyone involved. Now, if you did buy a 2020 Mega Pass at the fair office or a PetroServe USA gas station, you can get a refund at the fair office in West Fargo. Another person has died with COVID-19 in North Dakota. He was a man in his 90s from Cass County with underlying health conditions. It's the 36th death linked to the virus in the state. 24 of those deaths are from COVID-19. 4 died with the virus, and 8 cases are still pending. Another 27 positive cases were reported in the state, bringing the total now to 1,518. 672 cases are considered active. 34 people are hospitalized. That's 5 more than the day before. Meanwhile, in Minnesota, 13 more people have died with the virus. That brings the total now to 591. 452 Minnesotans are in the hospital. 194 of them are in the ICU. Another 528 residents tested positive, bringing the state's total to 11,799. 7,536 people are listed as no longer needing isolation, an increase of 654 from Sunday. The Minnesota Senate has voted to allow more businesses to reopen amid the COVID-19 pandemic, as long as they follow some safety guidelines. Debate yesterday highlighted the divide between the chamber's Republican majority and the more cautious approach of the Democratic Governor Tim Walz. The bill passed mostly along party lines, but has little support in the House Democratic majority. Walz is still deciding to what degree he'll extend his stay-at-home order before it expires next Monday. Minnesota National Guard pilots are flying again, and this time they're headed our way. They did flyovers in the Twin Cities area last week to honor the frontline workers in the COVID-19 pandemic. Tomorrow, the Love from Above is coming to the Valley, including Roseau at 11:25, Moorhead at 11:40, and Fergus Falls around noon. You can check out the specifics and other cities on the Minnesota National Guard Facebook page. April showers bring May flowers, and many are getting outside of their homes to start creating their gardens for the spring and summer seasons, if we ever warm up around here. But joining us live with some flowers that we may want to have this year is the Valley Today's Abby Furchner. Good morning, Abby.
Good morning, Jordan. Just being in the greenhouse, I feel like I'm getting so much life, and it smells absolutely beautiful in here. But I'm with Allison Bertram with SNS Landscaping, and I know people are just getting that green thumb itch. They want to get out, they want to start landscaping, and that's why we have some really great options for them, but maybe some things that they haven't thought of or may have forgotten about. So I want to start with these because these are so pretty. I love how they hang.
So we're out in the greenhouse today to talk about some beautiful annuals that you think about for your outdoor containers, but that sometimes people forget are great indoor plants as well for the whole year.
I love that.
So these beautiful guys right in front here, on the one side with the stripes, we've got Wandering Jew, and on the other side, this guy is Swedish Ivy. These are two really showy, lovely hanging plants that make great hanging baskets for your front porch when you've got low sunlight, and also really great for indoors.
I love that. And because, people forget, I think people think of the flower beds around their homes, but they forget about the porch and patio. And these are low maintenance too.
Super low maintenance, actually. They're great during the summer or the rest of the season for people who have really busy schedules, because they don't need a whole lot of direct light, mostly just indirect sun. And then also you can keep them lightly moist, but they do pretty well if you forget to water here and there.
Oh, I love low maintenance plants because I forget all the time about them. But I want to talk about these cute little ones that are in the front. I love these so much.
These are absolutely one of my favorites. This brightly colored speckled plant here is called Hypoestes. It's also more commonly known as polka dot plant. Polka dot plant makes a beautiful filler for your outdoor containers to help show off your more showy blooms. But during the winter time and any part of the season, you can actually bring these inside and they make a great house planter. They get really full and big, and with such a flashy foliage color, you definitely get bang for your buck as far as something bright inside.
I love it too that we're talking about how you can have these outside, but that you can bring them in, so you're not constantly having to buy new plants, replant plants. You can definitely use them and utilize them all year round. But we have so much more to talk about and show you here in just a few minutes to get your gardens ready for the season.
I've recently became an indoor plant dad, and I am so excited to see. I know. I started with succulents, and now we're going a little farther. So I'm very excited to see what we have this morning. Abby Furchner reporting live. Thank you. Still to come on the Valley today, we get the latest details into the case against a man that started an hours-long manhunt last week. But first, do you want to head outside and get some planting in your garden done? Well, this morning, it's not going to be a good time. It's really cold out there. Lisa Green has a check of your forecast right after this.